G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza and this is the Artist Showcase series where you guys send me your artwork and I feature 10 of them a week in my showcase video, and one of them is featured on the front page of Newgrounds. Now keep in mind that those submissions which don't get in the showcase may be featured on the Tumblr page jazzzastudios.tumblr.com. Unfortunately I can't feature all of them on the Tumblr page anymore because I get quite a lot sent to me. Otherwise, if you're interested in sending me your entry, you can wait till the end of the video and there is a post roll which explains the process. And let's get straight into it. The first piece is by Omega Man 20 and it's called Street Sharks. It's very well painted. I nearly featured it as the showcase feature of the week. There were a couple of things that kind of prevented me from doing that. First of all, consistency is a bit of a key, so I'd love to see a bit more from this artist, and the other is this is quite a low resolution and the watermark is a bit too obnoxious. But those things aside, it's actually extremely well painted, so I really hope to see more from this artist, and I'd love to showcase some of their work in the future because they seem to have an extremely well refined sort of style. I really like the way the colors mix in, and it's got this weird sort of scratchy feel. It's hard to really get critical or complimentary of it because it's not very high resolution, as I said. But anyway, I really like the kind of rough and scratchy sort of shading style where the lights merge into the darks without it being over the top, and it's got this really nice three-dimensional feel. So a really great piece, and I look forward to seeing more. Next piece is by 123 Shane B and it's called Dover King Blood of the Dragon. It's a bit of a cool mix between Game of Thrones and Skyrim. As you can see, it's got that main dragonborn character sitting on the Iron Throne. So there are a few things I like about this piece. First of all, the theme is quite cool and well executed. The painting, although fairly rough in its style, executes a good composition of color and symmetry, and the overall piece, I like the foggy colory mix of the background. It almost looks like some sort of a gemstone mixed with smoke. It's really weird. I'm not sure exactly what they did to color it like that, but it's quite effective and they've done a very good job, so keep it up. Next piece by artist 204 Nabil is called The Future. It seems reminiscent of Terminator because first of all, the character's face holds Arnie's sort of profile, if you know what I mean, and the eye red thing, and it's all futuristic, and you get the idea. So I'm hoping I'm correct in assuming it's a Terminator fan piece. Otherwise, it's well painted. I really like the blocky painting style. So it's mostly grayscale, which makes the red really stand out. And there is no fear of contrast in this piece. We really get the darks and the lights. And I really like the blocky sections, which when you kind of look in segments looks pretty rough, but overall it's extremely well composed and holds the image in exactly the right way. So fantastic work. Next piece by artist Itamar12358. I think every artist's name has had all these numbers in it so far. It's called Dota 2 Timbersaw. It's quite simple, but it really nails the character's style from the game Dota 2. And the other thing that I think they've done quite well is, first of all, in the foreground we have the character and we have the crisp color and line work, and then behind, while we still have the crisp color and layout of the environment, it's got this light blur to it which makes the crispness of the foreground character really stand out. So the composition is very strong. Our eye is guided exactly where it needs to be led, and everything's held together in a really strong way. Though simplistic, it's very effective and very well done. Good job. Our next piece is by artist Flower Girl 13 and it's called The Water Fairy, and it's a bit of a cheeky sort of pretty piece, and it's got this nice central figure which is well proportioned, nice color and gentle tones to the overall image. Everything's composed and in a simple but effective way. There's nothing over the top complicated about this image, but it's very well executed and crisp, and we all know that I love my crisp artwork, so very good job. And the other thing too is it's quite an improvement over some of their past work, so I like seeing that this artist has made some great progress and this piece holds its own very well, so great job and keep it up. The next piece by artist Gherkinman is called Rayman Origins, and it is an ode to that game, I believe, and it's created with sort of pixel art style, which is quite effective. So it's interesting. I'm not entirely sure how Gherkinman's done a lot of this stuff in terms of the gradient and shading on Rayman's face, and some of the shading throughout. I'm wondering kind of where it was painted and stuff, because I don't see much pixel artwork and I actually haven't done any of it myself. So the process interests me and maybe we should give it a go sometime in some tutorials. But otherwise, this is a very well composed piece. So if it wasn't pixel art, it holds its own very well, and is composed and leads the eye in a very interesting and dramatic way. But when it is pixel art, it also conveys that theme and style of, you know, the old school sort of computer games and all that stuff. So very good job, thank you for sharing. Our next piece is by artist Me, Myself and Eyes, and it's called Crayonsaurus Rex. This artist has also made some fantastic progress through their submissions to the showcase, and I've gone through the gallery and they're very good. This picture is a bit racy, it's a bit sexy, which is great. There are a few very, very tiny proportion issues, but overall it's extremely well done, and you know, the untrained eye wouldn't be able to see it anyway. And we've got a bit of a close call there. We can't quite see any nudity, but you know, it's teasing us. Don't be a pervert. Anyway, it's well composed. I really like the painting style. There's sort of a texture overlay, I think, just on the clothes. I don't see any on the skin or anything, which, and when I say clothes, I mean the few bits of material that this girl is wearing. I like the use of colour and the simple use of shading. It's all very effective and very well done. I look forward to seeing more. Keep it up. Next piece by artist Don't Wake the Neighbour is called Letting Go. This artist has been making some very cool art lately, so if you enjoy this piece, make sure to check out their art, because they seem to be quite consistent in contributing to the art portal. And this piece has a nice glowy sort of feel to it, a soft sort of tone, and it seems to be conveying a bit of an emotional feel, which is, I assume, what this story is all about. So there are a few things that stand out to me in this piece. The composition is very strong, so having that foreground character, it's very pretty, but also there's an effect around the feet with the water, which would be quite difficult to do, and I'm not entirely sure how they did it, if they just kind of replicated then blurred things around a bit, or warped them. But the execution, I should say, is well done, and it's really nice refined artwork, nice lines, nice colors, nice shading, and yet all very soft and confident. So great job. Our next piece by artist Dommy Fresh is called Bad Beginnings, and I believe it's a traditional artwork, because I can see the tone of the paper and the line work and coloring in all seem to be like that. And if that is the case, it's extremely well optimized and presented. Second of all, I love the fact that it's Breaking Bad. Who doesn't love Breaking Bad? One of the best shows of all time. The composition of the piece, though seems to be taken from the show itself, whether it be copied or whatever, is still well presented, and everything holds itself really strong. I like that even though Walter is painted and drawn in the same way as the background, he's still very strong and stands out from the background. So he's got a nice refined edge, and his colours are refined and strong enough to stand out in front of those things. The piece invokes the same feeling that the original show's first episode conveyed, which is what this is replicating. So they've done a great job, and I look forward to seeing more. Keep it up. And our final piece and feature of the week is by Gavin Valentine, and it's called JAZZA'S Ivory Mask. I think that's how you pronounce it. JAZZA'S? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's very well painted. I really like the mixture of detail and then rough sort of painting. So there are areas of this image, for example, in the material that's hanging from his clothes, the chains and the mask itself. There's some really nice refined crisp detail and attention to the coloring and the lines on the edges and the highlights and all this subtle stuff. And then at the same time, the cloudy sort of shading all around him. Some of the parts of the clothes hold that rough style, and I really like how they mix together, because the eye is told where to go, and we don't necessarily see the rougher areas, which aren't flaws, they're just a bit rougher, which complements the piece, I feel. So it's really nice as well. The tone of the lighting, so the ivory mask being the name of the piece, and also the central visual cue of the piece, is very attractive, and like I said, our eye is drawn to where it needs to go. So overall, extremely well done. This artist has been making some fantastic artworks and has made some great progress, so I appreciate their entering the showcase, and I hope they enjoy the front page feature. That's it for this week's Artist Showcase, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Make sure to check out the end of the video if you're interested in submitting your artworks. Otherwise, also go to JAZZA'Studios.tumblr.com to see the other entries to the showcase that made it into the Tumblr post. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Do you want a chance for your artwork to be featured in the next showcase video? Upload your artwork to the art portal on newgrounds.com. Send me a link to your artwork by going to jazza.newgrounds.com and click Send a Private Message. Make sure to include the word showcase in capital letters in the message title and give me a link to your piece of art. Please be considerate of my time by submitting no more than one image per week to the Artist Showcase, and make sure it's on newgrounds.com. Thanks for checking out this week's showcase. I look forward to seeing your art in the future.